This is a tiny fisherman cottage in Hyde Sande, which is a little town on the west coast of Jutland, Denmark. It's the country's fifth largest fishing port, according to the article on Small House Bliss. Now, the neighborhood seems to be filled with other structures like this. Most of them are just small warehouses that are used to store fishing gear, but many of them are not even being used anymore. So some people have decided to turn them into modern tiny homes inspired by the classic old fishing sheds that were already there. Pretty interesting, right? By the way, hey guys, please don't miss other super cool tiny homes. Be sure to join our free tiny house newsletter at www.tinyhousenewsletter.com, and that way you'll never miss the coolest and newest tiny homes, including news on communities, tiny house plans, builds, and more. All exciting stuff that you don't want to miss if you're a tiny house lover. Back to the tiny fisherman shed cottage conversion. It's 375 square feet, and it's just beautiful. When you look at it, the outside finish is a very dark color. Looks like board and batten siding. Very simple box-shaped design. Looks like something that would be relatively cheap and easy to build, as long as you were legally allowed to. Or you could bump up the size to meet minimum square footage standards and just have more space. A little bit more space just to meet those standards, and you still have a very simple structure with a very simple roof, so you're not going to have a complicated house that's going to give you lots of leaks and things like that. When you go inside here, this one has, it greets you with large, floor-to-ceiling windows with a modern French door and floor-to-ceiling windows beside it, so it just is very welcoming, very awesome. And it also has these cool barn sliding doors that allow you to pretty much secure and lock up the place if you wanted to feel extra cozy and safe, or if you're going away for a long period of time. It would make you feel like your tiny home is nice and safe, right? So when you finally go inside, you're going to notice the kitchen is very, very small and minimal, but it's perfect. It's just right. You've got beautiful modern white cabinets with a pretty standard black countertop. Go into the bathroom, and this is very simple too. You've got a normal flush toilet and a shower, beautiful tile, beautiful woodwork on the walls, and nice lighting, windows, etc. In this house too, you've got a main floor bedroom, so if you're one of those people that you don't really like the idea of going up ladders or maybe even stairs, no worries with this design. Again, this is a tiny home on a foundation. It is not on wheels. It's too wide to be on wheels. It's 375 square feet. So, and you've got plenty of closet space. You'll be able to see it. There's also an upstairs sleeping loft, which is wonderful. It has a really nice skylight, and the finishing on the ceiling is really interesting. I'm actually not sure what it is. I'd have to look into it, but it's beautiful, and it looks like you've got plenty of insulation, but you do have to go up a ladder to get there. And when you go back down into the living area, the main floor, you've got a really comfortable, cozy looking couch and an armchair. Looks really cozy. You've got a TV mounted on the wall, as well as lights for reading if you just want to be quiet and relax. And then there's of course a dining table. And when you go outside, you've actually got a pretty cool setup where you've got some privacy in your yard space. And then you'll notice that the area is just filled with these warehouse cottages. But it looks like there's potential for more of these to come. So I hope you think this house is as awesome as I thought. In my opinion, this is what tiny homes would look like if they were legal as primary residences in most areas. Unfortunately, they're not. To build something like this in most areas, it would have to be a guest house or something like that. But I think it's a great design because it's very small. It could be very, very cheap to build, very easy to build as well. It's also very versatile. Not in the sense that you can move it around like a tiny house on a trailer, but versatile in the sense that there's just more space than in a tiny house on wheels, so it can be more versatile for your life. Like, let's say you have children or something like that. You've got that loft space upstairs. You've got your main floor bedroom, you've got your full kitchen, your bathroom, your living area, plenty of storage throughout. There's a proper outdoor space, so you can have pets and everything, and it would be great. And then, yes, you've got that additional loft area that you can use as additional sleeping space for children or for storage. Or it could even, I think it would be tight in this situation, but it could be used as a hobby or office space. If you wanted to do that and you plan to do that, I would say build it taller. That way you can actually have some stand-up space in there. So that's something to consider if you actually wanted this design. You wanted it to be even more versatile, even more useful, and have more usable space upstairs. You simply modify it, build it taller, and you can stand up in the loft, and you could really add more usable square footage to the design without adding more, without building more on the lot. Anyway, this example is just awesome, and I think this is why we need more spaces like this, and we need it to be legal to build structures like this as a primary residence. So join the tiny house movement if you already haven't with our free tiny house newsletter. That's at www.tinyhousenewsletter.com. You'll get a bunch of free stuff just for joining. You'll get access to free plans. You'll get a bunch of emails from me with a ton of awesome, helpful, highly valuable resources. It's kind of like a tiny house email course that just ends up right in your email. So go to www.tinyhousenewsletter.com, and I'll hang out with you next time. Peace.